Hey everyone, this is Sahil Badbia and welcome to second part of the video on investment planning after retirement in India. In the first part of this video, we discussed investment options like Senior Citizen Savings Scheme and RBI Floating Rate Saving Bond. But remember that there are more investment instruments like FD, Debt Mutual Fund, Equity Mutual Fund, Direct Stock Investment and Hybrid Mutual Funds. Now in today's video, we'll discuss how you can break your retirement corpus across these investment options. Alright, let's get started. To begin with, we have to make a few assumptions. The first assumption is that you won't get a monthly pension after retirement. In that case, you need to ensure that you are able to generate a monthly income from your investments that would take care of your day-to-day expenses. This amount would vary from person to person based on the lifestyle. Here, one of the most important expenses you should keep in mind is your healthcare cost. Because after the 60s, healthcare becomes one of the major expense areas. So you need to ensure that you buy a right health insurance plan that can take care of any expenses due to health issues. Second point to consider before investing your retirement corpus is inflation cost. Typically, the inflation rate in India is around 6%. It means your expenses would increase by around 6% on an average every year just because of inflation. So if your monthly expense is rupees 50,000, next year it would become rupees 53,000. 10 years down the line, it would become rupees 90,000 a month. And 20 years down the line, your monthly expense would be rupees 1.6 lakh just because of inflation. So you need to ensure that your investment should earn you inflation-beating returns. At the same time, you don't want to take too much risk with your post-retirement corpus because post-retirement, one of the most important aspects is peace of mind. Your investment should be done in a way that it gives you a sense of security. Third aspect is to ensure that you have enough corpus of say rupees 10 to 15 lakh to take care of your emergency requirement. This money should be kept in highly liquid instruments so that you can access the money at any point in time. Fourth point is to diversify your portfolio. Don't keep all the eggs in the same basket. That's where you have multiple investment options including fixed income instrument, equity market, gold and so on. Considering all these factors, let's say you have retired with an investment corpus of rupees 1 crore. Now how do you break this corpus across investment option that can take care of your day-to-day expenses and at the same time help you build a decent corpus to fulfill your goals like travel plans and a nice leisure life post-retirement. So there are two strategies you can consider to build a retirement corpus. First strategy is you can break your rupees 1 crore corpus into 60-30-10 ratio of fixed income, equity and gold. 60% fixed income or debt, 30% in equity and 10% in gold. So out of rupees 1 crore, you can consider investment up to rupees 30 lakh in Senior Citizen Savings Scheme that would fetch you a monthly interest of rupees 20,500. Remaining rupees 30 lakh can be divided into RBI Floating Rate Saving Bond, FD and Debt Mutual Fund. You can either select one or two options from this category and invest rupees 15 lakh. So overall, at an average rate of 8% annual return, you will fetch rupees 40,000 per month. That would take care of your fixed expenses. Remaining rupees 30 lakh can be invested in equity mutual funds. And if you want to invest in individual stocks, out of this rupees 30 lakh, you can consider allocating anywhere between rupees 5 to 15 lakh in individual stocks based on your comfort level. However, please make sure that you have a proper understanding of stock picking before investing your money. This rupees 30 lakh would take care of your long-term financial requirements where you can expect an average of 13 to 14% CAGR return in the long term. You can systematically withdraw money from this investment to take care of your travel plans or pursue any other hobby. And remaining rupees 5 to 10 lakh can be invested in gold. The reason for investing in gold is because A, it is highly liquid asset where you can sell gold anytime to liquidate the money. And B, historically gold has always generated inflation-beating return. And C, it also acts as a good hedge against currency depreciation and systemic risk like financial crisis. Then second strategy is you can break your corpus of rupees 1 crore into two parts. Rupees 15 lakh in FD that would give you a peace of mind and a decent 7 to 8% return. and remaining 75 lakh can be invested in hybrid mutual fund across conservative, aggressive and balanced mutual fund, where rupees 25 lakh can be invested in each category. Conservative mutual funds would fetch you an average return of 8 to 10%, and aggressive mutual fund can fetch 10 to 12% return, and a balanced advantage fund can fetch around 10% return. So overall, you can expect around 10% return from hybrid mutual funds. Then you can set up SWP, that is systematic withdrawal plan, where a fixed amount would be withdrawn on a periodic basis, say monthly, and would be transferred into your account. It would take care of your monthly expenses. And remaining rupees 10 lakh can be invested in gold. Let us look at an SWP calculator to identify how much money you can withdraw till what age. So if you set up an SWP for an investment corpus of rupees 75 lakh, that fetches you an annual return of 10%, you can withdraw rupees 63,000 per month for the next 30 years, and you would still be left with rupees 9.1 lakh. So in this video, we discussed how you can break your retirement corpus across various investment options to live a financially comfortable life post-retirement. We covered two strategies. First is 60-30-10 ratio of fixed income, equity and gold, where 60% would be invested in fixed income or debt instrument, 30% in equity and 10% in gold. Second strategy is 75-15-10, where 75% can be invested in hybrid mutual fund, 15% in FD and 10% in gold. Now, one asset class which we did not cover is real estate. Some people ask me, is it worth buying a flat or renting it out for monthly income? On that, my take is that rental yield in India on an average is just around 3%. For instance, a rupees 1 crore flat would hardly fetch a monthly rent of rupees 25,000. That's a rent of rupees 3 lakh a year. That is rental yield of just 3%. On top of that, you have maintenance cost as well. So renting is not a great option. Although there is an asset class called REIT, that is Real Estate Investment Trust, that invests in commercial real estate properties and fetches a decent return. So you may consider allocating a small portion in REIT if you want exposure in real estate sector. That's all for today's video. I hope to see you in the next one.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.